Hi friends, welcome back to the Saffron Box. Today in this video I shall be starting with a new series that is Moon in different houses. So today this video is about Moon in first house. The next video which I am going to make is about Moon in the second house, and I'll subsequently go on till Moon in the 12th house. Right now, Moon is a very important planet in Vedic astrology. Right, so how we think, how we feel, what our mind, how our mind is, how do we go about taking anything in our surroundings, how do we go about reacting to our surroundings, how do we go about behaving with others. This is all ruled by Moon, right? So and Moon is the fastest planet, so it changes one sign in about 2.5 days. So it's a very fast planet, very agile, very active, and since Moon is a watery planet, it also talks about our emotions, our temperament, right? So Moon in the first house is a very important placement, a very interesting placement also, because the first house is our physical body, right? And Moon is the Moon is our mind, Moon is our how we think, what does our mind do, how does our mind work, right? So Moon in the first house shows that more or less, until unless there are other afflictions, the native or the person who has this placement does what he's thinking, because there's a amount of tandem, there's amount of sync in what he does and what he thinks, right? So since your mind and body are working in tandem here, right? So a very interesting placement, and it also depends on the sign which falls in the first house. So in that case, what happens is, wherever Moon, as I said, Moon is a very impressionable planet and it is very active. Moon is the planet of innocence, of childhood also, right? So what happens is, Moon in your natal chart, whichever sign it is placed in, it absorbs those qualities. So say Moon is placed in the sign of Aries, you have a Aries ascendant, and Moon, if it's in the first house, will be in the sign of Aries only. So what happens is, in such a case, a person is very active, very energetic, and likes to be outdoors. The way a Aries person behaves, that is how the person would be behaving, right? So and usually also this happens with placements like this, with Moon in the first house, irrespective of the sign. That is how these people are. They like to be active, they like to think a lot, they like a lot of mental activity, and they are very energetic, they are very outgoing. And one more thing which is very important is, which you will notice about such people, is that they are not able to hide their emotions very well, right? Because the first house is our face also. So what they think comes to their faces, comes onto their face very easily. They are not very difficult to read, because what they are doing, what they are thinking is totally in tandem, right? Until and of course there are other afflictions in the chart, right? So, and one thing which is very noticeable about them is that they are very charming, very beautiful and attractive to look at, because Moon is the planet of beauty as well. It's a watery planet, right? And Moon is a feminine planet. So such people tend to have a round face, they are usually fair complexioned, and they have a very charming appearance. So their face, the age does not show on their face very easily. So that's the charm about their face, right? And there's also a very deep connection with the mother, because Moon represents mother and mother-like figures. So Moon in the ascendant shows a person with a deep attachment, with a deep connection with their mother as well, if other afflictions are not there. So usually what happens is, the mother is a very encouraging figure in their lives. She is the one who motivates, she is the one who influences them a lot, right? And since Moon is in the first house, it directly influences, it directly aspects the 7th house. Moon has only one aspect, that is the 7th aspect. So this usually gives the result of a spouse who is very deeply connected with you, right? So there's a deep emotional connection with the spouse, and this is about the marriage part. But otherwise, if the seventh house is all about other people as well, your legal partner also. So such people tend to be very empathetic, tend to be very caring about other people also. It also depends on the strength of the moon. So if you are someone who was born in the Shukla Paksh, in the waxing moon phase, and especially after the Saptami or the Ashtami Tithi, the 7th or the 8th day of the waxing moon, one tends to be, you tend to have more of moon-like qualities. So the sense of, being close to others, being able to empathize with others is very pronounced. And in such a case, what happens is, these people they have a very good understanding of human nature, because they are able to empathize well, they are able to nurture others well, they are able to care for others. So professions where caring, wherever guiding and feeling for others is involved, such people do really well. And they are deep down very emotional and sensitive people, because moon in the ascendant, moon in the first house will anyways bring a lot of emotions to you. You'll feel everything deeply. There'll be a lot of emotions, a lot of sentiments which you go through deeply, right? So that is about it. And one thing which one can use to understand this placement is that you just check the sign in which moon is placed, as in whatever sign is rising in the ascendant. Since we are talking about moon in the first house, you need to check that sign. And as I said, moon will usually absorb the qualities of that sign. So if say the sign of Gemini is rising in the ascendant and moon is also there only in the first house, so what will happen, a person will have more of Gemini like qualities, deep inside as well and outwardly also, right? So those are the qualities which moon brings out in a person. Of course, it depends on other things. It depends on the affliction to the Lagna or to the moon. All those things have to be kept in mind. This placement which I am talking about is the natal placement, is the chart which you are born with, right? So lot of results do vary depending on the dasha which you are running, depending on the transits which are happening on your chart right now, right? So more or less the general results is what I have talked about here in this video. So see you next very soon in the second part of this series, where I shall be talking about moon in the second house, right? Till then, keep watching, and if you haven't subscribed, do not forget to subscribe by pressing the subscribe button which comes right under the screen on the right hand side. Till then, God bless you. Thank you so much.